So hello everyone. It's my Veganniversary. See how I did that? Never mind. I have been a vegan for exactly 1 year, and I'm very proud of that. It's very hard if you were a Butterton like I was my whole life. I was a Butterton from the time I was a kid. My mother and father were just old school folks who meat and potatoes guy, and so that's what I did. And to convert to veganism is a very strong challenge. I don't care who you are. It's very difficult if for 56 years you've been eating butter and cream and sour cream and meat and chicken, chicken, beef, pork, lamb, everything, processed meats, pepperoni and bacon and all that stuff. But I made it a whole year. Can you believe that? A whole year. I'm very proud of that accomplishment. So much so that today we're going to make a cake. But I want to tell you a few things that's happened, and because I need to bear my testimony to you. It's always a battle in anything you do, because nothing great can happen in your life without great pain. Pain is what it takes to change. And so in the interim of this, I got clear down to 326, and now I've gained from 326 back to 342 I weighed this morning, I think, or it was 345, forgive me. My blood sugar's out of control again right now. I've got to fix that, and there's only one way for me to fix that, and I know it. I got to get my butt back to the gym because I've moved and things have changed, and I could just go on and on and on and make excuses, and I'm not going to make excuses. Quite frankly, I'm pretty confused because my new job requires me to work very hard every day in a different way than I used to. I used to sit most of the day in my prior employment world. Now I'm on my feet running all day, and so I just thought that naturally I would just lose the weight because I was working so hard. And I'm really not defying the carbohydrate thing. I try not to, but sometimes I cheat. I'm human and I fail. But, so we're going to start again now. We're going to start doing things every day on Max Vegan. Today I'm going to show you this really cool cake, but let's call it a pake. Maybe it's a pake or a pike. You know, pike sounds like a fish, so I can't call it a pike. It's a combination between a cake and a pie, and it's just delicious, and it's so easy to make, it's ridiculous. So I'm going to show you that in just a second, but I want you to know, it's a never-ending story. You got to battle, and you got to battle hard to make sure you stay on the path. And I'm still on the path. I just got to figure out the adjustments I have to make sure I get my blood sugar down. And honestly, the real adjustment I have to make is I have to go back to the gym. I'm prepared now to start going back to the gym. And forgive me for not being in touch with you more until now, but it's just been life. So let's just transition right now. What a segue. I'm going to just segue into something really sweet. Now I'm going to make something that I probably will only have like a little teeny piece of, because it will whack my blood sugar way out of control. But I love making things like this. My wife taught me this thing, and it's just wonderful. It's called a dump cake. It's called a dump cake. And the reason it's called a dump cake is because you just dump the stuff into the bowl and stick it in the oven at 400 for 350 for 45 minutes. So let's get started. Let me show you what you do here. So here's all the ingredients. This is ridiculous. So a bottle of peaches. These are Kirkland peaches. My goodness, they are just, they're amazing. And oh, forgive the Band-Aid on my nose. This is I got a sore from a CPAP. And if you ever wear CPAPs, you know that sometimes it just gets ridiculous. So I have to protect my nose until this ugly thing goes away. And so you'll eventually see what it looks like. It looks like this cavern thing, and it's, yeah. So anyway, forgive the Band-Aid. It's really ugly. So the next thing you need is a Duncan Hines classic yellow cake mix. Okay, this is vegan. And then a stick of vegan, I use Earth Balance. I think Earth Balance butter is just amazing. So I use that. And I got a pair of scissors here and my spurgle. If you don't know what a spurgle is, I'm showing you these are the most amazing tools you've ever seen in your life. So, here's how this works. So, you take your peaches. This is why it's called a dump cake. Here's the peaches, Kirkland peaches, Costco peaches, they're amazing. You just take these and you just dump them in like that. Okay, so boy, that was hard, wasn't it? And the cool thing with the Kirkland peaches, whatever you do, you don't want to throw. This is a real glass bottle, and it's amazing. You can put other stuff in it. Like you could have, like my wife makes me these little salads, salad in a bottle. If you've never tried that, we'll show you that some other time. But this is a great little bottle to make a salad in a bottle for your lunch if you want to. So you do that. So the next thing we do is we take our cake mix and we open up our cake mix, and I always have a nice little pair of scissors. I love these little nice scissors. And then you just cut your cake mix open like this. Now, what you're gonna do is you just take your cake mix, you don't stir this, and you just try to spread this as evenly around on the peaches as you can. And don't worry about the lumps right now, and you'll see why. Do not, under any circumstances, do not stir this. You don't want to stir it, because what happens is this cake mix will drop to the bottom as it cooks. So then the next thing we do is you take your spurgle and you evenly spread the cake mix around on top like this, like so. And then once you've done that, you want to just tap it down slightly. So you want it to be compressed, but you don't want to tap it down too hard. You just want to make sure it's nice and even. And it looks like you've kind of made a pie. You know how you put the topping on a pie? Well, that's kind of what you're doing here. It looks like it's just a nice pie. So you see what we've done there. And then the last thing you do is you take your stick of butter, and you take the butter and you just take and you start cutting yourself off little slices of the butter. Now, I think you can make yourself a wonderful little design here. I'm going to set this down because it'll make it easier to get it off I'm going to use my spurgle to get this thing off of here. So then you take your butter and you just start placing it around on your pie, your dump cake, like this, okay? So now what happens is when you put this in the oven, the butter combines with the cake mix, and because of the mass of the cake mix, this drops, the cake mix drops to the bottom of the pan as it bakes. So I'm just showing you what I do here. And okay, this is the part of the video where I give you a warning label. The warning label is don't have this come out of the oven when you're alone, because if you do, these things have a curious tendency. They're actually, it should be called a magic dump cake, because if you're alone when you're done baking it, it magically disappears all by itself. So you don't want to be by yourself. Make sure you have your significant other or a friend or whatever with you, because if you don't, it will magically disappear right before your eyes. Probably part of the reason I gained a few pounds back and my blood sugar got out of control. So again, so if you remember the last videos, I told you I cured my diabetes. This just reminds you there is no cure. It's constant vigilance to make sure you stay on track. And let me have just a quick little drink here. you stay on track. Diet, exercise, and veganism. So, veganism, let me just say something really quick. There's a lot of reasons to be a vegan. Mother Earth needs us to be vegans and stop the immense amount of pollution that animal agriculture dumps into our atmosphere, and it quite frankly gets ignored. It's always, we blame fossil fuels. Well, it isn't just fossil fuels that's killing Mother Earth right now. It's all of the animal agriculture and the things that really just dump pollution and waste into our atmosphere and into Mother Earth. So that's one reason. But the biggest reason to be a vegan is to not eat animals and not torture animals. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it all the time. My taste buds do not give me the right to kill an animal. I believe that with all my heart. And then the third thing, which is amazing, is the results of being a vegan, what it does for your body and how it can change your life. It's changed my life dramatically. So that's the part of bearing my testimony to you about being a vegan, how powerfully it's changed my life in so many positive ways, I believe. So, hey, you don't have to be a complete vegan either. Baby steps. Maybe just stop eating meat. Make a commitment to just stop eating meat one day a week. That's enough to begin with. You know, a lot of people chastise me and criticize me for saying that. But you know what? We all got to do it at our own pace, at our own level, and something we're comfortable with. So just remember that. You know, you don't have to jump off all at once like I did. I jumped off all at once, and quite frankly, I got to tell you, you know, they say that when you quit opioids and quit doing opioids, you get dope sick. I happen to know from a personal standpoint that's the truth. But the other side of this is when you quit eating meat and when you quit doing dairy and you become a vegan, I'm here to tell you, your body's going to go, what are you doing, you crazy son of a gun? Stop it. Give me meat, give me cheese, especially cheese. Cheese is loaded with an opioid type of casein morphine. That's the beautiful person on the other side of the camera telling me that. Casein morphine. Say it again.
Casein morphine.
Casein morphine. When you eat cheese, you're getting a buzz. And I'm telling you, when I quit, it took me literally 3 weeks of withdrawals from eating dairy, meat, and everything. So it's not easy. So taper down if you have to, whatever it takes. But remember, my taste buds do not give me the right to kill an animal. That's my personal belief. So here we are. So now we've got our cake, our dump cake, our magic dump cake is all ready to go. That's what it looks like. So now watch what happens next. Through the magic of television, we're gonna sit this in the oven. It's at 350. We are going to set, should I be in the middle there?
No, it's fine.
That's good there? Okay, we're gonna put that in the oven. And we're gonna set our timer. I'm gonna come over here for 45 minutes. So, we go up to 45 minutes and boom. Do I have to push start?
No.
That's it. So it just starts working. So, through the magic of television, in 45 minutes, we'll show you what it looks like when we're done. So, hang on. Watch this. So, one last thing I forgot to do before we put it in the oven. It actually works out good because the butter, you can see, has already started to melt. And I kind of wanted you to see that, but we're going to sprinkle the top with a little bit of cinnamon. You can do either or both. And I'm going to do both. So we're just going to do a beautiful little sprinkling of cinnamon on the top. Just a little bit like that. And then a little bit of nutmeg. Just a little nutmeg. I love nutmeg. So we're going to do a little cinnamon, a little nutmeg. And we're going to stick that back in the oven. How hot is the pan? That's not even hot yet. Okay, so back in the oven we go, and voila. Now, watch what happens next. So I got these things called grilling gloves. They're awesome, and they work great as oven mitts. So our magic dump cake is ready to go. Pull it out of the oven, and you will see what a miraculously wonderful piece of machine. Can I sit that on there? There you go. So that, my friends, is what a magic dump cake looks like. And it will be tasty. It's nice and you will be shocked at how delicious that is. It's absolutely fantastic. It's vegan and it's yummy. I'll tell you what's really cool is if you buy some Haagen-Dazs vegan vanilla or you buy some Ben & Jerry's vegan vanilla ice cream, hell with it, just any kind of ice cream when it's hot like that, then it becomes kind of a peach cobblery thing that can go with any kind of wonderful vanilla ice cream. Remember, here's the deal. Vegans promote the love of animals. No matter what you think about a vegan, vegans love animals. The number one reason to be a vegan is my taste buds don't give me the right to kill an animal. I believe that with all my heart. And I finally bore witness to what it means to be a vegan. If you haven't justified your own testimony, if you haven't investigated, you owe it to yourself to check it out.
Dominion's now on YouTube.
Dominion, great movie. It's now on YouTube. I got a great director behind the camera. She always smartens me up when I'm talking if I miss something. So Dominion, go check it out. It's on YouTube. Be prepared. It's very strong. But great things come from being a vegan. Saving Mother Earth. You're not killing any animals, which is without a doubt. Let's change the animal ag world. Let's do some different things. Let's, now all of the choices in veganism, it isn't just eating steamed vegetables, as you can plainly see with my magic dump cake here. There's a myriad of reasons to be a vegan. First and foremost is love of animals. I can't eat animals any longer. I bore witness to what it means and how horrible animals suffer for our taste buds. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care what kind of animal you're talking about. It's wrong. It's very wrong to eat animals. That's my opinion. But don't dive in all at once. 1 day a week, 1 meal a week. Just start 1 meal a week. Just start cutting back. The impact that will have on the rainforest and our mother is tremendous. And we all have to join in because our mother needs our help right now. There's a study that just came out that said if we don't fix what's going on right now on planet Earth within 12 years, it's going to be too late. If you don't believe me, look it up. It's all over the internet. 12 years if we don't turn this thing around. And animal agriculture is one of the leading causes of pollution on planet Earth. So I love you. Keep checking in. I'm going to get back in the groove. I'm going to get down to 270. I told you that's where I was going. I'm going to make it there. So hang in there. Don't kill animals. Your taste buds don't give you the right. And thanks. And I'm going to start doing videos now all the time. I'm going to show you the recipes that we make, everything we cook. We're going to start coming to you more consistently. So forgive me for my absence, but we're back. We're big, we're bad, and don't forget, always carry a garbage bag in your car. That way when it gets full, you can throw it out the window. No, wait a minute. I stole that from Steve Martin on an album a long time ago called Let's Get Small. So any of you who are laughing because I said that, you know where I stole that from. It's flagrant plagiarism. But hey, listen, it's a great policy. No, wait a minute, it's not. Love you, Matt's Vegan.